Hey there, Heather, ho there. Chef Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another video of setting up for Out of the Park uh, Legends League Year 3, and now moving to Out of the Park Baseball 24, and fewer teams, more action, more scintillating notifications. So, anyway, we took a look at the AL East last time, and now we're looking at the AL Central. As you can see, the White Sox, Cleveland, and Kansas City all are the three teams that originally would be in the AL Central. They're the White Sox Legends, the Cleveland Legends, and the Kansas City Legends, with Minnesota and Detroit taking up residency in the AL North. So you got those three, and then three seasonal teams. So first off, let's look at the White Sox Legends team, who won the 2022 season, who won season one with the 6-game win over the Pittsburgh Pirates. The White Sox will be led by Eddie Collins at second base, the great speedster and captain, if you will. Luke Appling at shortstop, all aches and pains. Shoeless Joe Jackson in right field, great hitter all time. Of course, part of the Black Sox. Frank Thomas at first base, the Bay Kurt, great power bat. Designated hitter is Paul Konerko, so Paulie, the captain, if you will. Robin Ventura at third base, he's been pretty good. Minnie Minoso left field, the ageless wonder. AJ Persinski, your catcher, and Johnny Mostel in center field. Your rotation, Ed Walsh, great pitcher from the 1900s. Chris Sale is the number 2 pitcher. He's done well if they needed a good lefty. Eddie Cicotte also fell in the Black Sox thing. Well, he's third in rotation. Red Faber, guy from the 1910s, fourth, and Jack McDowell, Black Jack McDowell, if you will, 93 Cy Young winner. The bullpen, Hoyt Wilhelm and his floating knuckleball will be your closer, being the closer. Keith Falk, another good closer type player, will be doing setup work. Doc White, who would be in the front five, who usually sometimes would be a starter and all that, but now it's Chris Sale. So now Doc White in the bullpen. Bobby Thigpen also in the bullpen, very good closer. He had 57 saves, the most saves by a pitcher when he did that in 1990 for a while. Bobby Jenks, a good reliever himself. Matt Forden, good middle reliever. And Scott Radinsky, good middle as the bullpen. The ballpark, the White Sox are playing at U.S. Cellular Field, the normal field of the White Sox, Honda, and United sponsoring them. After Comiskey Park got blown up, across the way they made U.S. Cellular Field, so that's what U.S. Cellular Field looks like. Let's look at Cleveland. And for historical context, I did call them the Indians and all that. But regardless of that, their main people, Kenny Lofton in center field, the speedster, great player. Ed Morgan at first base. Should have been Jim Thome, but Morgan won the first base job. Man Ram at DH. Great bat. Albert Bell in left field. Once had a year of 50 home runs, 50 doubles. Rocky Colafito in right field. The curse of Rocky Colafito for Cleveland. Al Rosen at third base. Very underrated player from the 50s. Lou Boudreau, your shortstop. Captain Lou, who was player manager for a while. Steve O'Neill catching. And Bobby Avila will play second base. Your rotation, Gaylord Perry, known for his spitter sinker, if you will. CC Sabathia. Surprised that the Yankees didn't have but Yankees already have a good rotation. So CC Sabathia makes Cleveland's rotation. Good lefty. Bob Feller, Rapid Robert, as they call him. Cliff Lee, and left-hander, great left-hander for that. Could have been with Philly, but no. And Addy Jaws. Career cut short due to tuberculosis, I think. Anyway, the closer is Rafael Betancourt. Decent closer. Sonny Siebert and Sam McDowell. Sutton, Sam McDowell are your setup guys. Dave LaRoche, known for his frisbee ball. Vinny Pastano. Doug Jones And Jose Mesa will round out the bullpen. Mesa, temperamental as he should be. Ballpark. Cleveland will be at Progressive Field and all that. So that's where Progressive Field is where the Cleveland Legends will play, or Jacobs Field as some people know it. So that's just a look at what Jacobs Field looks like, or Progressive Field. Kansas City's Legends and all that, led by the leadoff guy Willie Wilson, who is a speedster in his own right. Mike Sweeney at first base, power hitting. George Brett, the icon of the Royals, third base with all those hits. Carlos Beltran in center field, started his career with the Royals and did well. Willie Aikens is your DH to start with. Jermaine Dye in right field. Daryl Porter catching, which means St. Louis did not retain him. Frank White at second base. And Freddie Patak at shortstop. Rotation, Brett Saberhagen leads the bullpen, as he is. Youngster, 20 years old, but he won the World Series with the Royals in 1985. Zach Greinke will be the number 2 guy. He bounced around many teams, but his opening days with Kansas City. Kevin Apier, a good pitcher for the Royals ever, number 3. Steve Busby, number 4, guy in the 70s. And Mark Gosiba, guy in the late 80s, early 90s. Bullpen, Jeff Montgomery, the closer, pretty good closer. Greg Holland will be the setup guy alongside Kyle Farnsworth. Joaquim Soria in Kansas City's bullpen. Dan Quisenberry, known for his submarine pitches. Mark Littell, the guy who is known for all the wrong reasons for giving up that penny-winning home run to one Chris Chambliss in 1976. And Kelvin Herrera, great pitcher. So the ballpark, Kansas City will play at Kauffman Stadium with the water fountains and the Royals-shaped scoreboard and all that, trying to help out the cause and all that. It's also important to note that the 1985 Royals, who are not in this division but in a different division, will share Kansas City's Kauffman Stadium with the Royals Legends. The 1984 Detroit Tigers, taking over Detroit's legendary spot in the AL Central. The 84 Tigers, right there. So the primary lookup, Tom Brookins at third base will be your leadoff guy. Lou Whitaker, sweet Lou Whitaker at second. Alan Trammell will play shortstop. Kirk Gibson in right field, the guy who hit that upper deck home run in 1984 to seal the World Series in real life against the Padres. Chet Lemon in center field, very good player for both the White Sox and Detroit Legend. Darrell Evans at first. Larry Herndon will play left. Lance Parris will catch. And Howard Johnson will DH. People forget that Howard Johnson, before he became Met, was a Tiger. The rotation, Milt Wilcox, the leading guy, with Jack Morris, the guy who threw a no-hitter in the first month of the season in 84. Dan Petrie, Juan Berenger, and Roger Mason. I don't know if Detroit has the 84 Tigers have a better number 5, but it doesn't matter. Willie Hernandez is your catcher. Closer, sorry. Carl Willis and Aurelio Lopez, your setup man. Willie Hernandez won the Cy Young and MVP. I don't think he won MVP. I know he won Cy Young. But anyway, Dave Rozema, Doug Baird, Dave Gumpert, and Glenn Abbott in the bullpen. The 84 Tigers will be playing at Tiger Stadium. Well, why not? They play at the stadium where they made home in 1984, known for its double deckers and the second deck hanging out over the first deck, which made it easier to get a ball into the second deck of the stadium, whereas, instead of the first level Budweiser and Coke, the flagpole in center field, 440 feet to center field, so buyer beware. The 91 Minnesota Twins will take over Minnesota's legendary spot in the AL Central. The 91 Twins, led by Chuck Knobloch at second base, the rookie Chuck Knobloch, with Shane Mack in left field. Kent Herbeck at first base. Chili Davis, a great DH. He'll bat fourth. Kirby Puckett in center field, the icon of the Twins. Gene Larkin batting sixth and playing right field. Brian Harper, the catcher, batting seventh. Mike Pagliaro at third base. And Greg Gagne, not the wrestler, but the baseball player, shortstop. The rotation, Kevin Tapani is the ace. Jack Morris will go second. David West will go third. Mark Guthrie will go fourth. Paul Abbott fifth. But I think they're going to probably. But I'm going to probably put Scott Erickson in because Scott Erickson, I think, was a guy. I think it's Erickson for Abbott and all that. I'll make a change of that. The bullpen, Rick Aguilera, your closer, Carl Wilson. Well, it'll be Paul Abbott. Well, I'll set something up. Terry Leach and Steve Bedrosian, former Cy Young winner Bedrosian, for the Phillies. Tom Edens and Larry Cassian. So, yeah, I'm going to make a change. And Scott Erickson will go fifth. Paul Abbott will be probably middle relief. I'm just going to put him. I'm going to move Paul Abbott to middle relief. Okay, well, info ballpark, edit ballpark. This is where the 891 Twins will be. Obviously, the Metrodome where they made their home and all that, all those banners and all that. 343 down the field line, 408 in center, the baggy in right field, so Stanley, the baggy holding those football seats for when the Vikings play and all that. So yeah, the Metrodome will be where it will be. And the 1917 White Sox were put in the AL Central to finish it off. Looks like they need some pitchers and all that. I think there'll be probably some. I'll probably just stick the 1917 White Sox with some holdouts or something like that. But yeah, we'll see about that. So the 1917 White Sox. Eddie Collins at second base, the leadoff guy. Chick Yandel at first. Shoeless Joe Jackson at left. Javi Felsch center field. Buck Weaver at third. Nemo Liebel will DH. Brayshaw catching. Swede Weisberg short. Shane Collins in right. Rotation, Jim Scott. I don't remember Jim Scott. I guess he's new. And all that. Yeah, 24 wins. That's fine. Eddie Cicotti, Lefty Williams, Joe Benz, and Red Faber are the relievers for the 1917 White Sox who won the World Series. That's why they're here. Red Russell, the bullpen's a little lean, I think. Yeah, there's no reserve roster. They got to get some extra players. So I'll try to get some pitchers for the 1917 White Sox. Infield ballpark. This is where the White Sox will play. I know it's not 1910's Comiskey Park, and I settled for this Comiskey Park with the center field scoreboard in the process and all that, but it's still cavernous in a sense, but I do think that the White Sox deserve to play in a more modern stadium, the 1917 White Sox, so that's where I set them up to be played. So yeah, so I will try to get some pitchers for the 1917 White Sox, like just some guys that other teams can just give up without any problems, and hopefully things will get better. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.